I know, guys, you hate when I talk about Singapore, but now let's talk about what Malaysia does better than Singapore. Singapore perfectly planned, very clean and tidy. But at the same time, I feel like people more stressed here than in Malaysia. I came here for work. I played concert yesterday, and event organizer put me in 5 stars hotel. And even there, where normally staff supposed to be quite loyal to people because they pay a lot of money for that, they've been very straightforward, very strict on the rules. Imagine what, they did not let me to enter the breakfast place in the hotel slippers. They told me to go back to my room and change my shoes because I cannot come in the breakfast place in the hotel slippers. Isn't it crazy? I never heard about this rule. And I'm a little bit tired, to be honest. Tonight I'm going back to Malaysia where people sangat comel, people smile at you for no reason. You can talk to strangers, someone call you sister, everyone calls you sister or boss. You can actually negotiate things, be flexible, be human. In Malaysia, life feels softer, more relaxed, more hard.
Malaysia pernah melalui krisis demi krisis. Ekonomi jatuh, politik bergolak, bencana datang berturut-turut. Namun peliknya, negara ini tak pernah runtuh. Kenapa? Jika kita lihat sejarah dunia, banyak negara runtuh bukan kerana perang, tetapi kerana krisis yang datang bertimpa-timpa. Ekonomi runtuh, rakyat hilang kepercayaan, sistem gagal berfungsi. Malaysia pula sering berada di ambang tekanan. Krisis kewangan Asia, pergolakan politik, pandemik global, banjir besar hampir setiap tahun. Namun setiap kali, Malaysia jatuh dan bangun semula, tidak sempurna, tidak pantas, tetapi cukup stabil untuk terus bergerak. Soalannya bukan, adakah Malaysia bebas krisis? Soalannya ialah, apa yang membuatkan Malaysia tidak runtuh walaupun diuji berkali-kali? Satu, sistem tidak hebat, tapi berfungsi. Malaysia bukan negara dengan sistem paling canggih, tetapi banyak sistem asas masih berfungsi. Hospital beroperasi, bekalan makanan berjalan, perkhidmatan asas tidak lumpuh sepenuhnya. Dalam krisis, fungsi lebih penting daripada kesempurnaan. Dua, rakyat cepat menyesuaikan diri. Setiap kali krisis berlaku, rakyat Malaysia cepat menyesuaikan diri. Kurangkan perbelanjaan, cari alternatif, tolong sesama sendiri. Mentaliti ini menjadi benteng paling kuat ketika sistem tertekan. Tiga, budaya boleh bincang. Malaysia jarang menyelesaikan krisis dengan konfrontasi total. Masalah dibincang, didebat, dirunding, walaupun bising. Akhirnya jalan tengah dicari. Budaya rundingan ini menghalang krisis daripada bertukar menjadi kehancuran. Empat, kepelbagaian menjadi penahan, bukan pencetus. Di banyak negara, kepelbagaian menjadi punca perpecahan. Di Malaysia, kepelbagaian memaksa semua pihak untuk berhati-hati. Tiada satu kumpulan boleh bertindak melampau tanpa kesan. Ini secara tidak langsung mengekalkan keseimbangan. Lima, rakyat tidak mudah panik secara kolektif. Media sosial boleh mencetus panik. Namun dalam realiti, rakyat Malaysia jarang panik beramai-ramai. Ada keresahan, ada ketakutan, tetapi kehidupan harian tetap berjalan. Ini menghalang ekonomi dan sosial daripada lumpuh sepenuhnya.
Have you noticed how everyone seems to be talking about Malaysia lately? Travel vloggers call it Asia's friendliest destination. Expats describe it as the most balanced country in Southeast Asia. And even global investors are quietly turning their attention toward this tropical powerhouse. But here's the interesting part. Malaysia hasn't made headlines with flashy skyscrapers like Singapore, or with viral tourism campaigns like Thailand. Instead, it's winning the world over through something far more powerful: authenticity, unity, and quiet progress. In 2025, Malaysia is no longer just that underrated neighbor between Thailand and Singapore. It's becoming the most liked country in the entire region. So today, let's uncover why people are suddenly falling in love with Malaysia. From its cultural charm to its surprising global image, Here's the real reason why Malaysia is quickly becoming Southeast Asia's favorite country. Let's start with the most obvious reason. Malaysia's image has completely transformed. A few years ago, Malaysia was often overshadowed by its neighbors. Tourists flew straight to Singapore, Bali, or Bangkok. But in recent years, that narrative has shifted. Malaysia has positioned itself as the perfect balance. Modern yet traditional, affordable yet high quality, peaceful yet vibrant. And that balance is exactly what makes people love it. A culture of harmony that feels real. Unlike many countries where diversity often divides people, Malaysia celebrates it, and you can feel that in daily life. Malays, Chinese, Indians, and dozens of indigenous groups live side by side, sharing food, language, and traditions. You can walk down a single street in Kuala Lumpur and hear 5 languages, smell 3 cuisines, and see a mosque, a temple, and a church, all within the same block. That kind of harmony isn't a government slogan, it's everyday reality. Visitors often say they feel welcome instantly, no matter where they come from. That human warmth is something money can't buy, and it's one of the main reasons Malaysia is becoming so admired globally. A country that feels peaceful and stable, while other parts of Southeast Asia face political uncertainty or protests, Malaysia has remained relatively calm. The country may not be perfect, but it's stable, and that counts for a lot in a world full of turmoil. Foreign investors love that predictability. Expats love the safety, and travelers love the sense of peace they feel when they visit. In fact, global surveys show that Malaysia consistently ranks among the top safest countries in Asia for expats. There's little violent crime, people are respectful, and local communities are tightly knit. This reputation for calmness in both society and politics has made Malaysia the reliable heart of Southeast Asia. Its tourism is quietly exploding again. After the global travel slump, Malaysia bounced back stronger than most countries. Tourism campaigns like Malaysia Truly Asia once again captured global attention. But this time, it wasn't just about beaches and skyscrapers. The new wave of travelers isn't coming for just selfies at the Petronas Towers. They're exploring hidden islands like Perhentian, highlands like Cameron, and historical gems like Penang and Malacca. And here's the secret. Malaysia offers a complete travel experience without breaking the bank. It's cleaner and safer than many destinations, yet cheaper than Singapore or Japan. You can live like royalty on a mid-range budget, and that's exactly what digital nomads and long-term travelers are realizing. A new generation that's redefining Malaysia. The youth of Malaysia are smart, tech-savvy, and ambitious, and they're rewriting the country's global image. From TikTok creators promoting local travel to young entrepreneurs launching sustainable brands, Malaysia's Gen Z is showing the world a modern, confident version of their country. Social media has become Malaysia's soft power weapon. Instead of flashy government campaigns, it's the people themselves, vloggers, students, food reviewers, and even gamers, who are spreading a positive, authentic image online. And it's working. People abroad no longer see Malaysia as that country next to Singapore. They see it as a proud, multicultural nation, leading Southeast Asia's new wave of identity and innovation. Its economy is quietly gaining respect. While Singapore dominates headlines for finance and Thailand for tourism, Malaysia has found its own rhythm. With strong manufacturing, growing tech startups, and steady foreign investment, Malaysia is seen as the most balanced economy in the region. It doesn't grow at a crazy pace, but it grows consistently. And consistency builds trust. Major global companies are now setting up regional offices here, not just because of cost, but because Malaysia offers the right environment, political stability, educated workforce, and strategic geography. It's no longer seen as just a developing country. It's a developing success story. A deep sense of respect. Ask any foreigner who's lived in Malaysia, and you'll hear this word, respect. Malaysians have a polite and humble culture that makes visitors feel valued. Whether you're a tourist or an expat, people greet you with warmth, help you with directions, and are genuinely curious about your story. This respect also extends to religion and personal space. In Malaysia, diversity is handled with quiet dignity, not loud debates. And that has earned the country something rare in today's world: universal admiration. Malaysia has become a symbol of what coexistence can look like in the 21st century. An inspiring national identity. Malaysia's rising popularity isn't just about economics or tourism, it's emotional. People around the world are inspired by how Malaysians take pride in their culture without arrogance. They celebrate food, art, and heritage, but also embrace progress, technology, and innovation. From the iconic Merdeka celebrations to the way people unite during crises, Malaysia radiates a quiet strength, the kind that earns global respect without demanding it. And that's why the world is noticing. In an age of noise and chaos, Malaysia stands out not by shouting louder, but by staying authentic, united, and kind. Final words. So, why is Malaysia becoming the most liked country in Southeast Asia? Because it represents something the modern world desperately needs: balance. A balance between tradition and progress, humility and ambition, diversity and unity. Malaysia doesn't try to impress. It simply is. And that's exactly why people are falling in love with it. Not because it's the richest or most famous, but because it's real. Whether you're a traveler, an expat, or simply someone watching from afar, Malaysia reminds us that strength doesn't always come from power. Sometimes it comes from kindness, harmony, and respect. So next time someone asks why Malaysia is suddenly everyone's favorite, you'll know the answer. It's not sudden. The world is finally seeing what Malaysians have known all along. This country isn't just beautiful, it's special.
6. Jaringan sosial masih wujud ketika krisis. Komuniti tempatan memainkan peranan besar. Jiran bantu jiran. NGLI muncul. Sukarelawan bergerak. Jaringan ini mengisi ruang yang sistem tidak mampu tutup sepenuhnya. 7. Agama dan kepercayaan memberi kekuatan mental bagi ramai rakyat Malaysia. Agama dan kepercayaan menjadi sumber ketenangan. Ia tidak menyelesaikan semua masalah, tetapi memberi harapan ketika keadaan gelap. Harapan menghalang keputusasaan kolektif. 8. Ekonomi tidak terlalu bergantung pada satu sumber. Malaysia tidak bergantung sepenuhnya pada satu industri sahaja. Pelbagai sektor wujud. Apabila satu jatuh, yang lain masih bertahan. Ini menjadikan krisis lebih terkawal. 9. Krisis dianggap sebahagian hidup. Rakyat Malaysia tidak melihat krisis sebagai penamat segalanya. Ia dianggap fasa sementara, sesuatu yang perlu dilalui. Mentaliti ini menghalang kehancuran emosi besar-besaran. 10. Malaysia tidak membakar masa depan demi selamatkan hari ini. Dalam krisis, Malaysia jarang membuat keputusan ekstrim yang merosakkan jangka panjang. Langkah mungkin perlahan, tetapi lebih berhati-hati. Ini sebabnya negara boleh bangun semula setiap kali diuji. Malaysia bukan negara kebal krisis, tetapi ia memiliki satu kelebihan besar, ketahanan kolektif, bukan kerana sistem sempurna, tetapi kerana rakyat, budaya, dan cara menghadapi tekanan. Soalan terakhir bukan kenapa Malaysia sering diuji. Soalan yang lebih penting ialah, dalam dunia yang mudah runtuh apabila krisis datang, adakah kita sedar betapa luar biasanya kemampuan untuk terus berdiri dan bergerak perlahan ke depan? Kerana ketahanan sebenar bukan tentang tidak jatuh, tetapi tentang bangun setiap kali jatuh.
Malaysia mungkin kecil di peta dunia, tapi satu nama telah membuktikan kekuatan sebenar bangsa ini, Petronas. Diasaskan pada 17 Ogos 1974 oleh Tun Abdul Razak Hussein, bersama penggerak utamanya Tengku Razaleigh Hamzah, Petronas lahir dengan satu visi, mengurus kekayaan minyak dan gas milik rakyat Malaysia, oleh rakyat Malaysia. Hari ini, Petronas beroperasi di lebih 50 negara, dan tahun 2024 mencatat pendapatan 320 bilion ringgit dengan keuntungan bersih 55 bilion ringgit. Nilai asetnya kini melebihi 766 bilion ringgit, menjadikannya antara syarikat milik negara paling berpengaruh di Asia Tenggara. Lebih membanggakan, Petronas ialah syarikat pertama di dunia yang berjaya menghasilkan LNG dari sumber laut dalam melalui Bintulu LNG Complex, yang juga kompleks LNG terbesar dunia di satu lokasi. Dari menara ikonik Petronas Twin Towers di Kuala Lumpur hingga ke Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One Team, nama ini membawa kebanggaan Malaysia ke setiap penjuru dunia. Petronas bukan sekadar pengeluar tenaga, ia simbol kemajuan, inovasi, dan semangat kebangsaan. Bukti bahawa dari bumi kecil ini, lahir kuasa besar yang menyala di pentas dunia.
How did a small country like Malaysia become one of the world's halal benchmark? It wasn't because Malaysia is more religious. It wasn't because halal started here either. It happened because Malaysia faced a very different reality from other Muslim nations around the world. In many Muslim majority countries, halal could be assumed. When over 90% of the population is Muslim, food systems were just culturally trusted by default. But Malaysia is different. Malaysia is a Muslim majority, but over 1/3 of the population is non-Muslim. That means a significant part of food production, farms, factories, restaurants, supply chains has always involved non-Muslims. So halal couldn't be assumed. It had to be planned. And that's why Malaysia institutionalized halal early. Formal government-led recognition began in the 1970s, starting with trade regulations and official oversight. And over time, this evolved to structured standards, written requirements, audits, inspections, and enforcement too. And that's how trust became scalable. In much of the Middle East, there was much less pressure to normalize this early. Food systems have already been trusted culturally, and many economies were driven by oil, not food exports. So there was less urgency to turn halal into a global trade system. Malaysia, on the other hand, didn't have that luxury. Today, Malaysia's halal standards are widely recognized internationally. And that matters to us because in 2024, halal-related exports reached nearly 62 billion ringgit. That means that global players accepted Malaysian products without needing to re-audit everything from scratch. And this matters to all Malaysians, whether we're Muslim or not, because trust standards attract factories, jobs, and investments. And they help Malaysian businesses compete globally too. And beyond that, when we build institutions the world trusts, a small country can punch far above its weight.